Once upon a time, in a deep mountain forest where winters lingered long and snow bent every branch beneath its weight, there lived a young red squirrel named Ember. Ember was quick, clever, alert. He could sense danger faster than almost any creature in the valley. But for all his sharp instincts, Ember had never stayed still when trouble appeared. He ran, and running had always kept him alive. Until the winter, it almost didn't. The valley was quiet, tucked between two steep ridges of dark pine and frozen stone. Deer lived there, rabbits, foxes, birds that nested low in the trees. They all shared one silent rule: when danger comes, you scatter. You do not wait, you do not question, you move. And in this valley, danger had a name. Two wolf packs roamed the ridges, one from the east, one from the west. They had not entered the valley in years, but that winter was different. The cold had driven their prey higher into the mountains. The packs were hungry. The animals felt it before they saw it, a stillness in the air, a sharp edge to the quiet, the kind of silence that is not peaceful at all. The morning the wolves first appeared on the ridge, the valley emptied within minutes. Every creature fled south through the trees. Ember ran with them, low and fast, his heart pounding like a drum in his chest. He was almost at the tree line when something made him stop. He didn't know why. He just stopped and turned back. In the center of the clearing, alone in the open snow, sat Greystone. The old brown bear had not moved. He rested on his broad haunches as if it were any ordinary morning. His muzzle had grown gray. His steps had slowed over the past seasons. More than once, Ember had heard the younger animals whisper that Greystone was finished, that age had taken his strength and left behind only the memory of it. But now he sat there like something carved from the mountain itself. The lead wolf descended from the eastern ridge alone. He was large, pale-eyed, confident in the way only an animal who has never doubted himself can be. He crossed the clearing slowly. Greystone did not stand. He did not growl. He did not bare his teeth. He simply lifted his eyes and held them there. Ember pressed himself against a pine trunk and barely breathed. The wolf slowed, one step, then another. Then he stopped. Something had shifted between them. It wasn't a sound. It wasn't movement. It was presence, a weight, a certainty.
The kind that does not need to prove itself. The wolf stood still for a long moment. Then, without a sound, he turned and walked back up the ridge. Minutes later, a second wolf appeared at the western edge of the clearing. Greystone turned his gaze. The same stillness, the same quiet strength. The wolf paused, watched, and then melted back into the trees. The valley was quiet once more. Ember stepped out slowly on trembling legs and crossed the snow until he stood before the old bear. Greystone still had not moved. Ember stared at him, confused and amazed. "How did you do that?" he whispered. Greystone looked at him calmly. "I did not do anything," he replied. "You made them leave," Ember insisted. "You didn't fight, you didn't run, you just looked at them." A soft wind moved through the pines. Then Greystone spoke. "The world does not test your claws," he said gently. "It tests what it feels when it looks at you. And what it feels is what you decided to show long before the danger arrived. Ember listened. The wolves did not leave because of my strength. They left because they found nothing in me to feed on. Fear invites. Stillness warns. I made that choice years ago. Every morning, whether danger came or not, I chose what the world would see when it looked my way. Ember carried those words with him through the deepening winter. He began to learn a different kind of quickness. Not the quickness of feet, but the quickness of decision. The decision of who you will be before fear appears. When spring finally softened the ridges and the packs were seen moving near the valley again, every creature tensed. Ears flattened, bodies coiled, eyes darted toward the trees. Ember did not run. He climbed onto a low branch at the edge of the clearing, sat upright, lifted his eyes to the ridge, and held them there. Below him, Greystone rested with one eye half open. He saw the small red squirrel, steady, quiet, unflinching, and the old bear closed his eye again, peacefully, and let the morning come. There is an ember inside all of us, the part that survives by running, hiding, escaping. But Greystone's truth lives in us too, waiting to be chosen. What the world sees in you is not decided in the moment of danger. It is decided in the quiet moments before it arrives. And that choice is yours, right now. The moral of the tale: the world tests what it sees in you, and what it sees is always a choice you make before the danger arrives. If this story moved you, it is worth sharing. Subscribe to Morals in Tales for new wisdom stories every Monday and Thursday. What did this story awaken in you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Until the next tale.